began after her first attempt. A list of every brilliant thing there is about the world. Everything worth living for. 1.
Ice cream.
2.
Water fight.
3.
Staying up your past bedtime and being allowed to watch TV.
4.
The color yellow.
5.
Things with stripes.
6.
Roller coasters.
7. All things that at 7 I thought were really good, but not necessarily things Mom would agree with. I began a list on 9th of November 1987. I'd been taken straight from school and taken straight to the hospital where Mom was. Now, up until that point, my only experience of death was that of my dog, Sherlock Bones. Oh, Sherlock Bones. He was older than me, and he was a central part of my existence. And he was really sick, so the vet had to come around to put him down. Excuse me. Hi. Would you mind being my vet?
Sure.
Yeah. Because you just have a very veterinary quality to you. I need you to stand right here.
Okay.
And if I could borrow somebody's coat, does anybody have a coat I could borrow?
Sam's coat.
Oh, great. Thank you. All right. Okay. Now, you're the vet, and I'm the 7-year-old me. And this here is Sherlock Bones. Now, I know you because you're one of the parents from school, and you say something reassuring like, you're doing the kind thing. It's not a moment too soon.
You're doing the right thing. It's not a moment too soon.
And I don't know what that means, because I'm 7. I have no idea of finality or mercy. But clearly, you look like a kind man, so I trust you. Do you have a pen on you? Does anybody have a pen I could borrow? Now that pen is your needle. And inside that needle is an anesthetic called pentobarbital. The dose is large enough to make a dog unconscious and to depress his brain, his respiratory, and his circulatory system, and put him to sleep forever. Now when you're ready, you can come over here and inject Sherlock Bones in the thigh. In the thigh, not the eye. I held Sherlock Bones, who I'd known my entire life. I held him as he died. And I thought about the walk we'd had that morning, and about the smell of it in my room, and about the toys in the garden, and the newly opened packet of dried food, and his bed under the stairs. All things that now could be thrown away. And he felt lighter or heavier, I'm not sure. So different. And that was my experience of death. A loved one becoming an object and being taken away forever. Now, what's going to happen is I'm going to play my dad, and you're going to play the 7-year-old me. Okay? And all you need to say is why. All right? Put on your seatbelt.
Why?
Because cars can be dangerous.
Why?
Because other drivers don't always pay attention.
Why?
Because there's a lot to think about when you're a grown-up.
Why?
Oh. There's work to do, there's bills to pay, there's relationships to sustain. There's just never enough time to do it all.
Why?
Because there's just 24 hours in a day.
Why?
Because that's how long it takes for the Earth to rotate.
Why?
Because, I don't know.
Why?
I don't know everything.
Why?
It would be impossible.
Why?
If I were to know everything, then life would be unlivable.
Why?
Because then there would be no mystery, there'd be no creativity, no curiosity, no discovery. There'd be nothing new, and we'd have no need to use our imaginations. And use our imaginations is what makes life livable.
Why?
Well, because in order to live in the present, we must be able to imagine a future that is better than our past.
Why?
Because that's what hope is. And without hope, we can't go on.
Why?
I don't know. Just put on your seatbelt.
Sure. But why?
Because we're going to the hospital.
Why?
Because that's where your mother is.
Why?
Because she hurt herself.
Why?
Because she's sad.
Why?
Can you just put on your seatbelt?
Why?
Because we're going to the hospital.
Why?
Because she can't see anything worth living for.
Why?
At least that's how I like to remember it. But actually, we just sat there in silence. And the only thing he said to me was,
Why? Your mother has done something stupid.
and I didn't know what that meant. Mom was in the hospital for a week or so, and while she was away, I had to speak to a counselor, which is just Mrs. Patterson from high school. Mrs. Patterson, you know, she's the kind of woman that you looked at and immediately trusted. Now what she'd do is this, okay? And remember, it seems a little bit weird now, but remember this is the 80s and she got results, okay? What she'd do is she'd take off her shoe and she'd take off a sock and she'd put the sock on her hand. And she'd talk to you through her sock dog. What's your sock dog name again? Meow. That's funny. That's brilliant. Sock dog called me meow. You're so brilliant. What kind of dog are you?
A stray dog.
A stray dog? Wow. You know, when I was little, I had a dog called Sherlock, and he was a cross between a border collie and a Doberman, because there was a border collie and a Doberman that lived across the street, and it was a very low head.
Wow.
Meow, the sock dog. You're brilliant. I'm going to put you on my list. Number 164. Meow. Sock dog. Next thing you on my list? Well, I'm writing a list of 1,000 brilliant things. And I'm not sure, but I think I'm a genius.
I agree.
Really smart.
Yeah.
Did you know water turns into ice when it gets really cold?
No.
It's science. I'm gonna be a scientist.
That's great.
Yeah, I really like talking to you.
Me too.
I'll come back again soon, okay?
All right.
Mom did eventually come home, and when she did, the list was 8 pages long and had 314 things on it. I left it on her pillow with the title, Every Brilliant Thing.